everybody had a good Christmas day. I did, though I had to do a lot of driving. So I'm just coming on to chat here. Everyone's welcome, even the trolls. If you come in, be funny, be silly, be sarcastic, be shitty, and I'll just ban you. Because, nobody wants to listen to your shit. Tired of it. So I had a good Christmas, just laid low, went out for breakfast this morning, and just winding down for the night. And I just thought I'd come on and see who was out and about and have a bit of a chat. So there's a few things I want to talk about. And first, this I'm going to, and you got, who's that there? Oh, I got Rhonda and Smiles. Hello, Rhonda and Smiles. How you doing? I want to talk about something that I'm a little bit tired of people speaking for me because I haven't done lives in a while. And I've had this group of gang stalkers after me. And I want to set a few things straight, So, about my drinking, I am not a big drinker. I might have an Irish cream in my coffee. In the summertime, I might have a double vodka Caesar. But I'm not somebody to sit down and even have a beer on a Friday night on a regular basis. I can go months without having a drink. So this whole bullshit that Drunk Dur started about me and Robin and June. Box wine, I don't drink box wine. I actually drink Chardonnay. And at the risk of sounding like a snob, which I'm not, I like it with an oaky taste to it. Always have. It's been my preferred type of wine. So that's the truth. But I don't give a shit if anybody gets drunk. I don't give a shit if anybody gets high. I don't give a shit, if anybody smokes weed. But where I've got issues is when people that are responsible for children are smoking weed. When someone like Drunk Dur gets behind a wheel and goes out there and irresponsibly drinks and drives. That's where I got problems with it. Other than that, I don't give a damn. I'm the first person that will actually get up in the middle of the night and go pick somebody up if they're drinking, or need a ride home. We've all been there. We've all done it. It's not like I'm some sort of prude and snob. Though I haven't had those calls in a long time because my children are all adults and they've moved on. So, but yeah, this image that they've tried to spread about me is absolutely ridiculous. And it's funny, they're more like what they say about me. Now, another thing I do not understand for the life of me is why Robin cannot leave Dawn alone. I don't know if you all have ever been over that analyzing the internet trolls. These are some of the nastiest people. Petty Furball's in there. Petite Furball, or Petite Fireball, I should say, and probably Captain Lardass with her. Kevin Neese is in there. Robin 2.0 is in there. And what they do is they put out a comment, and then underneath it they, do the Robin trick where she puts 10 other comments. And they go to great lengths to screw up to kind of create a piglet, and that's what I call it, to, to troll a 60-some-year-old woman in England that they can't shut their mouths about. Like, how ignorant do you have to be? And I don't understand what they get out of doing that at all. And this all started with this Chris and Holly thing. Like, I'm not a fan of Chris and Holly's. I know who Chris and Holly are. I wouldn't want to live their lives. It's not, I mean, no way. I couldn't live in a tent. But what they do isn't against the law. And especially these days, because Chris and Holly are broke up, and Holly's doing her own thing. And I mean, thanks to Petty Furball and her trolls, or I should say Petite Furball, or Petite Fireball and her trolls, Holly's been vetted within an inch of her life. So if social service in her area don't have a problem with the way she's raising her son, if the police do not have a problem in the way she's raising her son, the government doesn't have a problem in the way she's raising her son, then why in the hell does Robin 2.0 and Petty Furball? I mean, you'd think Jack and Pickles, or Jack Off and Pickles, that she would have enough problems of her own. She's living on an island that's sinking, that floods on a regular basis. Now, coming from a farm background, I know a bit about that type of stuff. So when I watch a homesteader video, sometimes they know what they're doing, and sometimes you can tell they don't. And Petty Furball, or Jack and, what's her name, Danielle, she's just playing at that. And I'll tell you why I know that. You don't put fowl, like especially chickens and ducks and stuff like that, you don't put that up near your house, because they get mites. You don't put goats up by your house either. Now, if you're going to have goats, what you do is you put them in the very back of the yard. And the same with the chicken pen. Because when you got those animals close to your house, well, first of all, the smell, you're constantly walking in animal urine, or you're smelling animal shit. So that's why farmers always, people that know what they're doing, put their animals away from their houses. You imagine with that yard half flooded and soggy on a hot summer's day, if you got goats, chickens, and ducks shitting by your sides and back doors, what that would smell like? Like, there's a reason farmers do that. And you see these new homesteaders and they don't know that. And you can see, I'm sure other people that are familiar with farms sit and laugh about it like I do. So another thing that chickens get something called bumblefoot. And they get it all the time. And that's like they're almost like a rock, like a infection that they get in their foot. And look it up, it's a thing, you can look it up on YouTube, it's called bumblefoot. And it's caused from mites and bacteria and germs, and you have to keep their areas clean and dry. And there is nowhere around the house that her and Captain Lardass live in that the house is clean and dry. Like, it's ridiculous. So yeah, no. And another thing about her is she has pretended this from all along, that she's some sort of teacher. She's not. She's an EI, which is an early childhood educator. She's not a teacher's assistant. She's a babysitter. It's the qualification you need to work in a daycare. I mean, people aren't going to pay the big bucks, for a babysitter in a daycare unless that person has some sort of qualifications. It takes about 1.5 to 2 years, depending how much you You start, and depending on what time you take the courses, I know over here in Canada, a few years ago, they were trying to get women off social assistance, give them a heads up, a chance to get out of the system, and they would pay for you to become an EI. And it would take about a year. So this whole thing that Danielle does, like she's highly educated and all that crap, it's absolute bullshit. Hey, Hootenanny. I had a very, 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 very Merry Christmas. My days of cooking large meals and all that are over, and I'm okay with it. I'm really okay with it. I got to play with my grandson, do a little bit of visiting, and then I came back down to the city. And, since that show began, she has reinvented herself. First, and as she continues to reinventing herself, she changes the narrative. Like, she didn't go to that island and buy a house. She went to that island and moved to Terry's house. It was the one she rented from Terry. That's where Terry put her. And then when Chris and Holly moved into it, she moved into to Terry's other house. That's how that went. She came there looking for a man. She came there looking for a paycheck. She was reinventing herself again. And then, of course, then she comes out Jewish. Well, I guess, it is what it is if you want to claim you're Jewish. But it's not that easy to claim you're Jewish. And I can tell I have attended so many Jewish bat mitzvahs and bar mitzvahs and seders. I've had Jewish friends for 50 years. And even when I go into their kitchens, and I've known them that long, I'm not allowed to go into a kosher kitchen, because once a person who is not Jewish goes into a kosher kitchen, then the kitchen becomes unclean. And the rabbi has to come and bless it all over again. That's being Jewish. And so how in the hell does her husband make a coffee in the morning? And she maintain a kosher kitchen. She's not maintaining a kosher kitchen. When I go over, the last Seder I attended, which has been a few years, I can go so far, people that are non-Jewish can go so far into the kitchen, and then you can sit there and talk and everything, but you cannot go on beyond a certain point if you are not Jewish. There are very strict rules. And there's a lot more to it than that. And the other thing is, there is a big difference between the Jewish religion than there is somebody who supports the state of Israel. Somebody who supports the state of Israel is what they call a Zionist. That's not the same as being Jewish. And people get that mixed up. So when you talk about it being a Zionist, immediately, someone like Petty Furball will start screaming, oh, you're anti-Semitic. It has nothing to do with the Jewish religion. It has to do with the state of Israel, which is currently committing genocide on the Palestinian people. Hi, Hungry. How you doing? Yeah, I see you. I'm just here yakking to myself. That's all. You can't see me. I'm sitting here in the dark, I think. Yeah, I was on Hungry's channel earlier. Hungry does, actually, you guys, Hungry does little shorts on Drunk Dur. Yeah, I'm sitting here in the dark and I'm running around and I'm not really looking. I've got you guys on my phone right now. So a Zionist is a totally different thing than a Jew. Jewish people, good. Zionists, bad. They're not the same. So what did everybody do for Christmas? Did you stay at home? Did you go out? Rhonda, were you able to get out? Gosh, I guess I should start. Oh, hi, Sherry. How's it going? Yeah, I mean, when you are living like when you have a farm, you set that farm up a certain way. Like and there's reasons you do it. And as soon as I seen her building that pen up around her house and letting those chickens and all that walk up around her house, that invites mites. The feces invites rats. And I mean, I understand, like, she can't use the back part of her yard. So, like, I get it. You're living, the thing that gets me is fine. You're living on an island that's sinking. It's desolate. There's like 200 people, no kids. So, fine. But she's on there trying to promote it like it's some major tourist spot. And it's not. 10 months out of the year, it's friggin' empty. And a little fact about that island, you guys know who Mr. Beast is on YouTube, don't you? He's like a famous YouTuber, multimillionaire. He owns one of those crab shacks that Petite Fireball has. It sits out in the water. You can't even get to it, but he owns it. It's funny. So what I'm saying is, if you're going to do a channel and you want to promote yourself and you want that channel to last, you got to be real. You can't come on and, it's easy when you're filming stuff or videoing stuff to make it appear that it's not or it is, something it is or is not. But if you want to last and make money at it, you got to be real at it, plain and simple. I never came on YouTube to make money. I don't have the time to make money. I came on YouTube because I was healing from a bad accident I've been in. And I was sitting there bored out of my frickin' mind, trying to give myself something to do. And I ended up on YouTube and I found that Jack and Pickles thing and thought, at first I bought into it, because I was not wise to the YouTube thing at all. And then I started watching it and I'm like, that's not right. That's not right. That's not right. And then I realized how much of her channel is totally, totally fake. And how much of her is totally, totally fake. And Hungry, you'll notice that scammers all have one thing in common. They're on the spectrum somewhere. Their husbands, they've lost their husband. They, what else can you say? They've got cancer. There's always something wrong with them, and that's to make you feel sorry for them. Oh, hi, Matt. How you doing? And they do that to make you feel sorry for them. And you guys, you need to watch out for that because women are aware when they are doing it. The difference between a normal woman and a not so normal woman is a normal woman talks like a woman. Dar, June, Robin, all they talk like babies. When they're trying to get a male's attention, they talk like babies. And they know it plays on you guys. They know it. But we'll talk about that shit another time. Hi, Matt. What are you doing? So anyway, so all Holly and Chris did was Petite invited him to that island. Danielle did. And they stayed there and decided because she wanted to get a show going with them, to collaborate with them. And they made the decision not to. That's all that happened. Cut the drama. And I guess they left that house kind of messy. That dump of a house that flooded. Terry's old house. That's why Terry wasn't living in it. So, and if you've ever had rental properties, when she showed that bullshit on live on television with the damage, I about peed myself laughing. That was nothing. Absolutely nothing compared to some of the shit I've seen. So anyway, they left and they went about their own, and she hounded them. Absolutely hounded them. Used, created groups to gang stalk them, created multiple fake profiles, multiple fake channels. She was terrible. And it happened. And of course, later on, once I came into the scene, she was exposed for who she really was. And that her characters, like Michelle Vuitton, that was a fake bitch. That she had several fake characters, like was it Witch Island or Island Witch Hunter, and just several fake characters. Like, these women work at this shit. None of them work at jobs, or none of them have anything in their minds to keep them busy. And I think they're all very insecure. That seems to be another common denominator of them. They're just extremely insecure. Yeah, I don't, I like watch, I've got to the point I only watch shorts, or I'll drop into a live here or there. And her number one troll back in the day was Robin 2.0. And then when Drunk Durr came about, Robin 2.0 was in there like a dirty shirt. And Robin's still out there trying to run her game. She's still out there trying to do it. Like, she thinks nobody's going to realize who she is. That she's not the person she says she is. Well, after she got done doing Hungry's Live, she went over to Internet Trolls and left one long, nasty comment for Dawn, for no reason, just to be a CUNT. There was no reason at all for her to do that to Dawn. So, Hungry, if she tried to portray herself to be a nice person, that's bullshit. And another thing, her ex-husband wasn't a fucking cop. Her ex-husband was just a normal guy. He married her. They grew up, they were high school friends. He married her. They married too young. She got pregnant. I don't know what happened. She told this story online one night. She told this online. And he was having an affair. And she, Robin always pretends she's tough. So she went to the bar and she was gonna tell that woman off. Well, that woman is still to this day with Robin's ex-husband. And Robin just went through her second divorce. So what Robin tells you is just, you gotta go, oh my God, because it's always some bullshit and drama thing. It always is. And she's, she's a wheeler dealer and she's got money, and one of her favorite expressions is telling everybody else they're weak. When in reality, she is probably, out of all of us, the most insecure, thin-skinned person. Now, And June Black, well, I can't even begin to talk about her. She's just absolutely fucking crazy. But those videos I did on June Black, do you know one of them has gotten over 300 views, 3,000 views, that short, in less than, what, yet since yesterday? It's kind of going viral. So I guess for all those lies she keeps telling about me, she's getting paid back, and nanny boo boo, June, you deserve every fucking bit of it. And Jenny Rhodes, she's just ridiculous. These, like I said, these women do not work. They have never worked. They, like I said, they're all on the fucking spectrum somewhere. So, other than that, Canada right now is a bit chilly, but we don't have a heck of a lot of snow. Now, where Hungary's at, he's got less snow than we do, but we're not far behind where he's at. I've been told I was weak by her. Oh, she tells everybody you're weak, man. You're weak. Remember when she was calling everybody a slug? But oh, she's so full of empathy. She's so kind and fun-loving. And her, there was a couple things on Drunkter's channel last night that got me thinking. Dar was on last night. I don't know, didn't do a very long video, but you know how they say a drunk person tells the truth? Well, that might be true. That might not be true. But I did notice something that I thought that's really odd. She said on there, I hashtagged Dar in one of those big long posts I did. And I think that was like, what, 1 or 2 days ago? One day, yeah, 2 days ago maximum. Well, Dar sat there on her live last night and told everybody that she read it to Robin. So how in the fuck did she read that to Robin if her and Robin aren't talking? Magically? I don't know. And then another thing I think's really weird. Dar got on as she was yapping. There are so many people that do not believe she has the big C. And I'll tell you after last night's, I'm leaning towards that too, and I'll tell you why. Because when she got on there drunk last night, she's like, oh, I had a really rough year, and it was really, really bad. And then she went on to say she had the bronchitis, and then the water on the lungs, and the stomach, the water on the stomach, and then she had to get her baby making parts taken out. And she had such a rough year. And then she went on to talk about something else. The one thing she didn't say made her year rough was having cancer. So wouldn't you think if you went through cancer and describing why your year was rough, you would say because I had cancer, not because of a bunch of other things that are nowhere near as bad as having cancer. But that kind of struck me as odd. And the other reason is, now I'm going to get a little vulgar here. When she came home from having the cyst removed, and that cyst keeps growing even though it's incinerated somewhere. It's went from 3 pounds to 5 pounds to 10 pounds. She could hardly wait when she got drunk to stick her old puss in the camera. God, even when the cops showed up that one night, she was trying to show the cop her crotch, pulling up her shirt, showing her scar. And they were like, no, thanks. We don't want to see that. And then the one cop said, well, why are you doing that? What are you doing? So why haven't we seen anything to prove that she's got cancer? We've seen some Band-Aids. That's it. I mean, if Darlene went through chemo, she would have that all over YouTube. All over YouTube. But she doesn't. She doesn't put it out there. So knowing her personality is the way I do, I'm like, if you wanted to get subs, if you wanted to get attention, which we all know Dar likes her attention, if she would have showed pictures of her in the cancer unit, or she claims they didn't ring a bell, there was no bell there, bullshit. And you had your port in. If you wanted to get subs and attention, you'd be showing that. But she won't. But yet she'll show that scar. So because of all of that, it's just, to me, there's more evidence that she had a hysterectomy. That she drank herself into being really, really sick. She drinks and drives all the time. Oh, that's not the first time. That is not the first time. Hungry, that's why when she drinks and drives, that's why people call the cops on her. That is why. She was caught one time. She was so drunk. She had just got in the house and she had her keys on the table in front of her. Or I don't know, she had them in her hand or something. She went on live and she was wasted. And she's talking about how she went to the bar and all this shit. And then, because she was drunk and not thinking, she's like, oh, I got to get another beer. And she got up. She says, oh, I've left them out in the truck. It's not the first time Dar's been caught drinking and driving. It's only the first time she just admitted it. Dar drinks and drives all the time. And that's why the police get called on her. And Robin all along backed her up by saying, everybody's wasting resources. Well, fuck you, Robin. That woman needs to be in jail or rehab before. Fuck her. I'm talking about her killing some innocent victim. I don't give a shit about her. And then at the same time, Robin will come out and tell you that she's this wonderful grandmother that loves her children. Robin smokes dope every single day of her life. And Robin is as irresponsible as Darlene. She monitors herself because she Googled how long she has to wait after she smokes, and thinks nothing of putting those grandkids in that car and driving around. So she's no damn better. Yes. Yeah, the one that tried to schmooze up next to you. You're not the first person she's done that to. She does it to every man. And God, don't give you her phone number. You'll never get rid of her. And if you go on Facebook, Robin's ex-husband, who, by the way, divorced her, his Facebook page is like so, he's like, one of those, he's not a Republican. He's like one of those crazy QAnon type Trump supporters. Yeah, well, Dar and Robin are both selfish. But they love their lives. No, it's pretty sad. No, my friend, Hungry, this was like around I can't remember, I'd have to ask him again. But around the time Victor passed away, Denise hit him up for money. And he felt so sorry for those girls. He bought all their feminine products, their shampoos, all sorts of stuff. And he sent money to to Denise. And ever since that, she has not stopped bugging him. He doesn't send it anymore, though. Not at all. But I'm really, really sick of Robin picking on Dawn. Dawn is in her 60s. She lives in England. The reason Robin doesn't like Dawn is because Dawn likes Chris and Holly. And Robin's a troll, and she's trolling for, what's her name? I got so many nicknames for her. Jack and Pickles, Jack Off and Pickles, Petty Furball, Danielle. Yeah, that's the only reason that Robin doesn't like her. And Robin will not leave her alone. And Robin's out there calling everybody else weak and telling everybody else out there to grow up. I had a sister who, same due to a drunk driver. Yeah, I know. it's and can you imagine? Okay, so Rhonda, you know what you lost. You know how it made you feel. You know what you went through. Now, if the next day after that happened, how would you feel if you got online and that was Drunk Dur? And Drunk Dur was on there. Oh well, I drove drunk. And where is she? In LC's channel, the biggest drunk on another big drunk. And she acts like because she fessed up to it, that everybody's supposed to be okay with it. Maybe if she was 16, if one of my kids did it at 16 and fessed up to it, well, they'd lose their keys. They'd lose their driving privileges. But not when you're 62 years old. No, Darlene has got to be the most narcissistic, selfish person I've ever seen in my life. And I've never seen a woman that is that bad of an alcoholic. It's shocking. And why her husband puts up with it, there's got to be something wrong with him. Like her saying that I want that Colonel Sanders looking motherfucker. Give me a break. And another thing they like to go on and on and on about is Kathy. Kathy doesn't have anything to do with them. She hasn't been on for a long time. And they do it to stir Mike up. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I definitely, I can't even begin to tell you what I would do to her if I was in that position, Rhonda. I would be so angry. And they have went after me so hard. They have group stalked me. They have taken my channel. They've taken my channels down by group stalking me. And that is the stupidest thing to do because you just make another one. And it took them, 3 years to figure that fucking shit out. And Robin is forever out there telling everybody that, she's smarter than everybody. And she'll make a snidey little comment. Like, oh, well, you don't know how to read, Cindy. You don't know how to use this. You don't know how to do that. How in the fuck does she know what I know and don't know? A lot of it isn't that I don't know it or that it's not simple to figure out. It's just that I haven't got the time to invest in sitting on YouTube and doing it. But I'm off for 10 days, so I do, and I'm going to. Oh, yeah, I hear you, Rhonda. I'd be seeing it. How's John doing? How's the dog? I should do what professional YouTubers do. There's 11 people on the porch. Please subscribe and thumbs up. If not, that's okay. The truth is, on YouTube, you can't stop anybody from doing shit if they want to. I remember when Robin was running her shtick about going to the FBI. Like, I remember that. And to this day, I have never copy struck anybody, even though I could. they just, they take this stuff so serious. Oh, and then, what's her name? Oh, those pictures I put up about myself. Well, of course, Jen answered. She says, "You're lying. That's not you. You stupid dirt face. Of course it's me. And you ought to know because while you were scouring into my life like the nosy bitch you are, you've got clips given to you by Robin of me standing in the hallway where that picture was taken. And if you like Jen, which I probably won't, I don't know, maybe I'll have to think about it. I can go tomorrow, because I don't know where it's at, and dig that dress out of the closet. And I can put a little piece of paper of you on it saying what a lonely, pathetic, old, bored cunt you are to even be doing this to any human being. Because that's what you are. Yeah. I mean, we've all met women like that, in our lives. And in most normal situation, mature adults just walk around them or away from them. And I don't think it's right that what they try to do is if somebody gets on YouTube and they don't like what they say, is to take their channels down. That's, and then turn around and pretend they're American and they're into free speech and all that shit. No, they're not. They're just lonely old bitches that can't keep a man. That's all they are. Anyway, it sure is quiet in the city tonight. Everything's shut down. I have I'm not sure whether it's a grandson or granddaughter coming in the spring. I picked up a pair of moccasins today for him or her. So I got all the beadwork done in green and pearl because I don't know whether it's a boy or girl. I've got a picture of them too. I'll probably post that. It was cold on the reserve today. Now there's more snow up there than there is down here. Like you can snowmobile up there. Rhonda, what's it like where you're at? So I've come a long way too with this bullshit on YouTube, and these women are fucking ridiculous. And if they want to spend all night long making ridiculous, totally distorted images of me, well, I guess they're going to find out how it feels. Because as it stands right now, that one June Black video, I've got more views on that than she has ever gotten on all of her channels. And they're not hard to do. Those videos are quite easy to do. They're just time consuming, that's all. So anyway, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say or get off my chest or shoot the shit about. Oh, not really. Oh, now Chuck and I have traveled with these two ladies for over 20 years. And it's always been to Cuba or most Dominican. But a couple years ago, well, it's more than that, around COVID, we stopped doing it. We just don't want to go anymore. You know, you get to the point, it's like, ugh, to spend a week away, that type of thing, or 2 weeks, you just don't want to do it. And we've got the dog now. So in recent years, for years, you could, like, I could go to America with just my status card. And Chuck could go with his driver's license and birth certificate. And then it changed to, you got to have your passport. Well, Marie, she didn't have her passport. And that's around the time we all stopped getting together and going. Well, Marie called us and said she's got her passport. So now she wants us to go. And I don't think we're going to be able to do it. Chuck's got about $2,500 worth of dental work coming up. We bought my daughter up north a bunch of, what do they call them? Solar panels. So that we would never have to worry if the hydro went out up there with the babies. So we don't have much of a budget this year, so we're not going to go. So I said to Chuck, Marie's going to be very disappointed. And he said, I know. And I said, what are you going to tell her? He goes, I'm going to do a drunk tour. I said, what? And he goes, I'm going to fake I have cancer. I said, oh my God, don't you even think about it. But yeah, so I don't think we're going to be going anywhere this winter. Like usually between January and February, we would be heading out to go somewhere on vacation. But anyway, you guys, I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to settle in and watch a good movie, and a scary movie. And just enjoy the rest of the night while it's peaceful. And I'll talk to y'all later, and don't let these trolls get you down. Laugh at them. Hungry once said to me, I don't know how you stand drunk or going on about you. He said that would bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. I think it's funny. Like, sometimes I bust a gut laughing about it. And at any time, like, I've got enough skills on YouTube and enough of a sense of humor that paybacks can be a bit of a bitch, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I will talk to y'all later. Bye now.